Hello and welcome to a new video. For those who've never seen us before, I'm Jade.
And I'm Courtney.
And today we're going to be discussing different ways to get into dog grooming. So you have decided to watch this video because you want to have a career in dog grooming. First of all, I want to say congratulations. It's going to be the best change of your life. Let's talk about why we chose to become dog groomers. So the reason for myself was, I always loved animals. I really wanted to be a veterinarian nurse, but I don't like blood. I like faint and get really weak and queasy, so it was not okay for me to do that job. I also thought about doing other aspects that included animals, and then I got Zozzy Boy here, and he's the reason. This is mostly, I feel like, why people tend to want to do dog grooming, because you fall in love with your own animal, and then you fall in love with the whole world of it and everything that revolves around them, and then you want to be a dog groomer, basically. Same thing for you, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Wanted to be a vet. I just couldn't do it. There was too much death and too much sickness. And then I got a poodle, and I wanted to learn how to groom him as well. So yeah, that's how I started.
Yeah, things to think about when you become a dog groomer or what it involves. So a lot of people are surprised at how hard it actually is. It's extremely hard. You are constantly on your feet. You never stop. You are sweating and wet and hairy and smelly, and getting bitten is far away from playing with dogs all day. And you'll probably end up dreaming about it constantly as well in your sleep. You'll go home, be like, I'm at home sleep, and then you're not. You're working in your head too. Do you dream about dogs?
Yeah, it's mostly like, oh my gosh, I forgot to cut Fluffy's nails.
Oh, yeah.
Or something silly like that.
It's a fun job. We love it. Yeah.
It's
tiring.
Yeah.
But it's very rewarding. And I mean, we get to work with dogs all day. I mean, there's nothing better than that. Exactly. You do get peed on, pooped on, and vomited on. Not going to lie to you. But
coffee.
Yeah.
And your food.
And you don't even bother picking it out now. It's just, I'm going to drink that. I think it's true. So yeah, there's that. That's something to think about. So I would recommend either you can do a day at a dog grooming place where you can either groom your own dog, or you can spend a day and learn to groom another dog. Quite a few salons offer this. We do a learn to groom your own dog course here. So that's a good way of introducing yourself to how the salon kind of runs and how it is to groom your dog professionally. So if all of this hasn't made you run for the hills and you still want to go forward with dog grooming, then step one is finding your path. I went through the route of doing a private course, and that was City and Guilds level 3 back then. I chose to do a private course rather than a college because it was more hands-on and it was also a shorter time period. However,
so I started as a bather at a relatively small salon where there was only a few groomers, and I think one other bather. So I kind of learned the basics first. So you're learning to wash dogs properly, learning to dry them properly, cutting their nails, doing their pads, the really simple stuff. And then you kind of just slowly move on step by step to clipping the body, doing different styles. It takes a while. It took me roughly 4 years to get to this point that I'm at now, where I can do full trims, different styles, really nicely.
would you, are you happy with the path that you took? Would you recommend it to other people?
I would recommend it to people who are visual learners and can learn just by watching, because that was a lot of what it was. It was just watching and copying. But with going to school, I think it's a bit more hands-on, and they kind of say, do this.
Yeah.
But we didn't really get to do much of that.
What made you do that path rather than going down to the route of school and qualifications?
So we got a dog. We got a little puppy, Coco. And we took him to a corporate salon. We weren't really happy, and he wasn't enjoying himself. So we were looking for smaller businesses, and I thought, oh, that looks quite fun. So I thought, I could try it for work experience. Because I was in college at the time. So I did it for work experience, and then I just thought, this is great. So I carried on.
Yeah.
And just kept going back.
I too am a visual learner, but I also like to be told what to do to know that I'm doing it correctly. Yeah. So with my route and my qualification, So back then you were able to immediately learn the level 3 sitting guild qualification, whereas now you have to do level 2 prior to level 3. So with us, we still learn all the basics, but my course was, I don't remember, I think it was either 20 days or 22 days. And it was immediately like day one, I was in washing dogs and stuff, but we only did 2 dogs a day. And we did everything from start to finish with people who knew and would guide us through everything. It was like clip from here and do it like this. Yeah, so it was like very slow paced, and then all of a sudden it just like clicked in, and then you have to do all the theory and everything and all the practical exams at the end to present that you've done this dog, have I passed or not. I'm happy that I went down that route for sure, but I mean, we're both doing the same level, and I think that's because
it's taken me much longer than you.
Yeah.
Because I've had to like kind of sit back and watch and learn like that.
Yeah.
Rather than just getting into it.
Yeah. Also, another note is that Courtney's way was probably a bit more cost effective than my route. So you probably got paid, right? Yeah. So she got paid to learn and help, whereas I spent money to learn and I didn't get paid for it until after I was hired, obviously. Of course. Yeah. So what we both can probably agree upon is that we do recommend that, as this job is a very hands-on job, and you are with animals, and that's very important, their safety, your safety, is not to do an online course, because you just need to have that physical touch and contact with dogs, because you're not going to learn that online. You're just not going to get that same connection and feel for it. And you might be fantastic on paper, and then when you actually have a dog in front of you and the dog's going wild and you don't know how to handle it because you haven't got that growth with the animal, it might throw you off, and you might think, actually, no, I can't do this, when in fact you could if you had just learned a different step. Another thing that we'd like to add is that after you have become a dog groomer and this is your life, you can either be hired by someone at a salon, or stay on as a groomer at the salon that you're learning at, or you can become a mobile dog groomer. So that is by going to people's houses and doing grooming inside their homes. I did that for a little while. So I bought a portable table. I had a small blaster with me. I had an L frame that attaches to the table. I had another hooky thing. I looked like a Ghostbuster. I had a big bag, things, pipes everywhere, had all my things with me, and I would go to people's homes, wash the dog in their bath, sink, groom it, leave, tidy up, and obviously, and then leave. That was fun. I just thought that it was quite tiring. I didn't really get that many dogs in a day because of obviously driving around London, sitting in traffic, and it would just take a lot of time out of my day. Another thing that I did also do was have grooms in my own home. However, many people do that. Many people can convert their sheds or anything like that. But unless you are really into going to seminars and learning and watching like YouTube videos and growing like that, then it's quite hard. You kind of get like, what's the word? Shielded in your own world and your own grooming techniques, that you don't really grow or adapt to the ever-changing styles of dog grooming. So even from when I was learning, the styles have changed to now. So like terriers are like a little bit different. They don't have too much of the skirts. They're quite short and, tight, and yeah. But it's just little things that do make a difference to the groom and to nowadays groom. Or you can make a salon yourself, but that's obviously costly.
There's also mobile dog grooming in the van.
Quite a few of my students used to do that.
And get like all the custom print on the outside.
Yeah, and snazzy. That, I guess, is wow. Yeah, that's another mobile dog grooming side of it as well. But then again, you're driving around, but then at least you don't have to lug all the stuff and go into people's homes to do that. Hope that you enjoyed this video. Hope that this was helpful. If you have any other questions, please let us know. We're always here to help. We'll see you in the next video.
Yeah. Zora, you were here for the whole video.
Yeah.
That was my knee.
Was that your knee?
Yeah, did you hear it?
Yeah.